Hi everyone, I'm Saleha and this is Friday Night Adda. And joining me virtually all the way from Delhi is Boshudha Das and from Melbourne, Chris Malik Bhadra. Hello ladies,
Hello.
thank you for joining me. This is really exciting. Tomorrow's Diwali and what a different Diwali this year, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
I normally have close to 60 to 70 people every year. This year, only two families are allowed, isn't it, Chris? And so, yes, very quiet Diwali, but I'm still marinating close to 10 kilos of chicken, 5 kilos of fish, and lamb and goat and whatever else. What about you guys?
That is so tempting, Salia. Now you're tempting us, and we feel like coming over to your place.
I wish you could. Well, my girls are going to have it, so yes.
I think for me, most of the part in my life, I've been in Delhi. So Delhi culture was like for this Kali Pujo, which we use the term in Bangla and Diwali. We used to go to our own mandir. There was a little pandal set up, and we used to have this puja. And I think the favorite part of the entire night was having that late night kosha mangsha, like which is mutton curry and
Yes.
biryani, and we used to have that very late, like 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m. And that was like the icing on the cake, right? People used to wait just for that, and that used to be so tasty. I can't even begin to tell you. So
that
that
time at that point, like that hour of the night, the bhog is like I used to generally fast on Kali Puja. So that time, whatever you give me, it's like only basi, the basi
Yes,
ruti also will like be so tasty. It's
because you
big.
haven't eaten all day.
All day,
Yes.
and sometimes this religious thing just got onto me, and I used to fast without water also. It used
Yep.
to be like really, very very enthusiastic about it. It used to be like so in Delhi, it's same. There are no gatherings. We will having a very small puja in the, of course, in the temple, and we all will go. And tomorrow, of course, I'm not fasting. This year, I'm not fasting. Every year, I fast, and it's fun, having starting from having those fall mishti and then going on to those kosha mangsho and ruti is like, what else do you want in life? Yeah.
when I used to go to school the next day or probably 2 days later, and when I used to tell them that look, I had mutton, and they used to like, how can you have non-veg on Diwali, man? What's
Yes,
wrong with
see,
you?
that's the thing, isn't it? In Delhi, lots of people don't have, but for us, Diwali's always been like heaps and heaps of non-veg.
Exactly.
It was never about
Food.
the
Yeah.
pujo part of it. I mean, it all started. I have to say, I mean, Kali Pujo, I grew up in Asansol, so Kali Pujo was no big deal. We had this Thakur in this place called Gymnasium, and we would sometimes go. And my Choto Kaka had a business in the Asansol Bazaar, so all his suppliers would give him lots of mishti, lots of laddu, lots of pera, and lots of dry fruits. But
Correct.
once, yeah, and once I got married and I moved to Delhi, it started with my in-laws are Sardar, so Diwali is big,
Big.
and yep, my once my daughter was born, he would make sure that my daughter lit the first diya, and we spent the day with them. But in the evening, we always came home because we would have parties and tash parties. My God, tash parties in Delhi,
As
they
parties, yeah. Yeah, it's
absolutely.
huge fun. Like I remember Tash parties can just go on till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
Yes,
Coming
yes.
back at like 5 in the morning, and it's like when my mother is like, "Where were you all night?" And I'm like, "Just playing cards, just cards." And then, yeah, that's
It's
it.
like a must-have. Like Diwali evening, it's a must-have. First you do the puja, then you have the necessary dinner, whatever, and then you have to sit with Tash because some people consider it as a
It's
part and
very
parcel of
auspicious.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
and it's very
lucky. Yes.
auspicious also. And if you win, that means Goddess Lakshmi is all over
is
you.
with you.
I
That's
say
how
you play
important that
tash.
part. That part
I
is
can.
very
Yeah.
important.
I don't
My
play
neighbor,
tash, but I go. I went for every single party. And in Delhi, what? I think 10 days before Diwali, the tash party starts,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's just
sometimes
like
it goes in crores. The money that changes hands. I remember when we were there, we heard about a hotelier. I'm not going to name them, but a hotelier, very well known hotel chain. The owner of the hotel, he lost, I think, 4 crores. And I'm talking about 25 or 30 years ago. 4 crores. I mean, they had to get a truck to transfer all that money. But in Melbourne, we only do 10 cents and 20 cents. We are very cheap. 10 cents, 20 cents. So the maximum anyone wins is like 150 bucks, which is what?
Even
There
I
was
also
another
set a cap on
question
my
one day.
betting. I also don't bet too much. Like 4-5 thousand is like decent. That much, yeah, you can afford. Like I also don't go very overboard with this thing. Moreover, because nowadays this Kali Pujo and the Diwali is on the same day, so the
Yes.
Tash party is not that elaborate for me. Maybe I join around like 11 or 1 in the night, and it just suits
Wow.
me. So like yeah, because before that it's all puja, so I have to be here, and like I have my family with me, so I have to spend some time with them as well. But
Of
when
course.
as kids it's used to be like, mom used to say just go, so it's used to be easier to handle and participate also.
Now it's just condensed to one night because obviously when we are
Yeah,
overseas, it's just one night
Yes.
anyway. But I remember when we were kids, we used to have this Choti Diwali and Badi Diwali. So
Yes,
technically today
yes,
is
yes.
Choti Diwali.
today is
So
Choti
that
Diwali.
the
Every
ritual
day
used to be
Choti Diwali.
light 14 diyas, like the Chodda Pradeep for
Yes,
Choti
so the Pradeep.
Diwali, and then the next day you have all the big festivities. So these 2 days is no portion or nothing. Where are your books? You forget altogether. You just are in the spirit of Diwali all every moment of your 2 days
I
of
have
this
spent
year.
a few years in Calcutta also celebrating Diwali. So the Diwali in Delhi and Calcutta is totally different. They have a very
Absolutely.
Calcutta. They people in Calcutta they celebrate it in absolutely. I have been with Marwaris also. So
Hmm.
they celebrate it in a different way altogether. They're very religious, and they do have this party and all, but the drinks and all, and they are don't go very over. But yes, they also start couple of days before, 5 days before. I have attended a couple of parties. I was with the Telegraph, so they used to send us with these parties and all. So it used to be fun as well. But yes, of course, Kolkata Kali Pujo, the idols are like so huge. They're like just as tall as a building or something. Honestly, they look really scary and all. Fun, too much fun.
It's different as Alia mentioned. Like in Delhi, since it's more on the northern, it's more about coming together, having the hip side of the festival. And I think I was in Kolkata 4 years for my bachelor's, but every time for Puja and Diwali, I used to run back home because that vibe was completely different. And I was like, no way, I'm much happier than in Delhi. No disrespect to anyone, but yeah,
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
where the heart is. So Delhi has just
I
this different together.
I love Delhi. I love Delhi. I love
yeah.
all that
I love Delhi.
loud music. Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, no
Yeah,
disrespect to anyone in Calcutta, but if you want to
totally.
enjoy and you have your friends and like, even here, we have a mix of, Bengali friends and as my mother would say, all Bengali friends. But everybody, the spirit of Diwali is just like, forget the food, the alcohol. I think we just stopped counting how many
Yeah.
bottles. I mean, everybody gets a bottle. And then the next day, when we are cleaning up, when I see the bottles outside, I'm like, oh my God. And there's so much of noise, there's Bollywood music. I have to
Oh,
actually tell my neighbors and inform the police so that no one
yeah.
complains. And my children are always like, Mom, we can hear you from the end of the road. And, the previous night, I'm marinating like 30, 40 kilos of meat. And then I can't eat because, I'm like, oh God, so much of meat. So it's all about food. It's about having a great time. It's about, alcohol. And, both my husband and me are teetotalers. So we only
That's
buy alcohol for our friends.
Then I also
that is
think
very
the
hard.
custom of Dhanteras is
Yes.
completely different in Delhi and NCR because we take Dhanteras like a big event. All the shops are out there. It's like you have to buy something on Dhanteras,
Have
right?
to buy
And
something.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
mandatory. Gold
it's
better.
mandatory.
Mom is very happy if you buy gold. But if not gold, then you buy at least buy a spoon, but you have to get something on
Yes.
Yeah.
Dhanteras.
Yes.
I think
Yesterday,
in
as
Delhi,
yeah, sorry.
they start from Durga Puja Navratris. Ever since you have Navratras, you have
Yes,
festive season all in
yes.
Delhi.
Yeah.
It just
So
never
So,
ends.
the whole Delhi is like, it's very festive, festive. So Dhanteras yesterday, I couldn't go to buy anything, so I bought it online. So this is the new norm right now. I bought jewelry online, so it was like fun also.
that what did you buy? She said, "Oh, we have," but she went and buy two spoons. Like that is how important it is to
That's
buy.
right. Yes. I used to live in Alaknanda when I was in Delhi,
Oh,
and Govindpuri market was like the next suburb. You
okay.
could not drive past. It was full because, people, as you said, even a spoon or a plate or anything. And then, of course, clothes.
Anything will do. See, my mother doesn't follow this, but past few years I've seen her buying small small things. Maybe a small, a silver pradeep or something.
Yep,
She
yep.
said I'll visit it, but she will buy it. So
Mm.
that's she also makes it a point to buy that. It's fun,
I think
like
my mom follows these 2 days very seriously. One is Dhanteras and one is Akshaya Tritiya. She has to get
yeah, yeah.
something on those days. So whatever happens, she'll be very happy if she can get gold, obviously. But if not gold, then
So this time I asked my mom, ki, like, let's buy it online. It was maybe we'll get it after a couple of days, but at least we bought it on Dhanteras. Let's that's the ritual we followed.
So,
yes,
what are
yes.
you doing this year?
So today there is Choti Diwali. So we have a couple of events, online events for the Kali Puja. We'll attend that. So my child will participate. I'll also participate in singing and all. And tomorrow, lighting diyas, decorating the house, making rangolis. And I'm into making mandalas. So I'm doing a wall
Wow.
mandala. So I was doing a wall mandala. It'll take a bit time. So maybe by tomorrow I'll finish it off.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'll head out after this. We are done here to buy some flowers and some lights and light up the house and those choddo pradeeps, all that. So
Yeah,
to
today's
If
Chodda
today's
Pradeep. Yeah.
Chodha Pradeep, I'll light some. Yeah, I didn't know about the Chodha Pradeep being today. So, yes, I'll light some Chodha Pradeep now.
Yes.
After we finish this. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
but
Wow.
other issue, Salia, is like those irritating fire alarms, man. You have to be so careful of lighting the diyas inside the house. Once your alarm is on, you might as well end up putting the diyas off. So that's another thing that kind of pisses me off
Do
somewhere.
you
But
know what you can do, Chris? And
yeah,
what I have started doing over the last few years, because I think I don't know what tomorrow is going to be, but you can't light actual diyas in Melbourne because of the wind.
fire.
And so I've started buying those, what lamps are they called? The tea lights. And they are
Yes.
fantastic. They're fantastic. It stays,
Unless
I know.
somewhere heart is like a bit old school. Nah, Pradeep has to be with Hoshit tail and all the fire has to come in. So
I don't have shorsha tel, but I have lots of nana ghee, so I'll do that. So
I
this is
can imagine how that meat is going to come out tomorrow.
now when everything is over, I cook a mean kosha mangsho, even if I say so myself. Yes, so I am cooking kosha mangsho tomorrow, along with lots
Wow.
and lots of
This,
yes.
this is so not fair. You're tempting people when you know there's a restriction on visiting people.
Hopefully, we should be able to visit by December. I mean, I was hoping that restrictions would lift, and but no, it's not happening. So I think again, first time in 20 years, I'm going to have a quiet Diwali with no music, very little alcohol, no people falling on my backyard, and all kinds of things because my girls' friends also come and their
Yeah.
parents come. So I have a lot of. It's a very cosmopolitan crowd. Um, and they love it, and they all play, and as I said, there's like a group of 10 to 12 people playing tash, and it's yeah, it's not high stakes. We initially started with 5 and 10 cents, and then it's now gone up to 10 and 20, but I think we'll keep it at that. So through the year I actually save all the coins for my husband. And yes.
That's
Such a
fun.
Well,
dedicated touch player, Sally. Such a
yes,
dedicated.
next year, hopefully next
Delhi,
year will
uh,
be good.
Delhi scene is bad right now. We are getting too many cases. Too many cases right
Yeah.
now. So people are they are advised to stay home. But you know, Delhiites, they don't listen. Yesterday, there were visuals of people visiting Chandni Chowk and Lajpat Nagar. It was really
Oh
bad.
God.
Everybody
I
was on
love
the street.
Lajpat Nagar. I love Lajpat Nagar. Oh
Oh,
my
shocking.
goodness.
I have
Yes.
been So I have a friend staying in Melbourne too. So she keeps telling me, Vasudha, whenever I'm back, I'm going to shop with you. And I'm anytime, like anytime. I tag along with anyone. See, good. Anybody coming from London, Vasudha, are you free? Yeah, yeah, I'll go with you for the shopping. Love
So what
shopping.
are people still are the roads still crowded with
Very
people?
crowded. Very crowded. You just cannot like people are just. You can just open Times of India and see they have pictures today. It's so bad. It's really bad and scary. Like we in the building I'm staying in, there are like so many. There are 5 cases in last 1 month. It's really bad. It's really bad. Like
And
I am
more
not stepping out.
cases, I have like my parents are currently in Faridabad, right? So I have that weather thing on my phone, and it says the AQI of Faridabad is very poor. Like the air
Very
Oh
quality
God.
is so bad, it's horrible. It's like smog. It's not even fog, considering Delhi is almost in winters. But tomorrow you will see equal amounts of firecrackers happening.
Yeah.
Although government has a ban, but I'm not sure how that ban is
No,
going to
they
actually.
don't listen.
Yeah.
That is one thing how Diwali has changed over the time. Uh, as kids, Diwali used to be like we used to like start bursting firecrackers like
Yeah.
from 7 in the evening till 12. That was our
Mm,
window. On and off, of course. We have this puja and all going. It has really changed past 2 3 days, and like the wind is so heavy here. The AQI is 435, 450. It is really bad. You really can't breathe. This is
mm.
how Diwali has changed over the years. It has become, it's really scary. And like small kids, they can't breathe. So you have to put on a mask all the time.
Oh God. So
Initially,
nobody
the
is
mask.
doing sustainable Diwali.
No, no, no. Delhi doesn't listen to all that. No, no, no. Delhiites don't listen. No, even fine. I follow. My neighbors follow. My family, my neighbors, and everybody follow. Okay, where I stay, people follow here. What about the other, other pockets of Delhi? They will not listen.
Well,
Go to
it's
Chandni
a
Chowk and
city of like a million people or so as we speak. So
Yeah.
it's impossible to put that sense. I mean, for example, my mom has classes in the house, so she teaches kids. So she was just engaging them in this conversation that you should not burst crackers this time. Go for life, sustainable Diwali. And those children are like, "Ma'am, आप क्या कह रहे हो? Crackers के बिना दिवाली कैसे होती?" So, and my mom is like, "Do you see the smog outside? As young, responsible students, this is what science is teaching you." So it's all they don't realize
You
what
know,
they're saying.
yeah, you know what, Chris? Last week, yep, or earlier this week, I think I forget. Anyway, one of these days, last Friday actually, I was judging a competition for one of the Delhi schools, and it was a debating competition, and a lot of the kids picked up Diwali as a subject for debate, and these were 10, 12-year-old kids, maybe younger.
Yeah.
So that was the junior section I was doing, and of course there was a senior section also that I judged. All those kids talked about sustainable Diwali. It was so amazing to listen to them, and how and why and climate change. And if 8 9 10 year olds can talk about sustainability, can talk about climate change and what crackers are doing to the atmosphere and to your pets. I mean, I have dogs, and I mean, I have to say we don't burst crackers here, but yes, we do puljuri if I remember to buy it. This year, nothing, of course. But these kids were giving they were like this message to everyone listening that you need to start being sustainable. And I was so impressed. So, on this one hand, you have kids who are actually trying to get their message across. On the other hand, there are kids who your mother teaches who cannot think beyond Diwali
crackers.
without crackers, isn't it? What a divide! What a divide!
But again, Salah, even the kids who, just for the sake of debating or not also for the sake of debating, are giving you that message. You never know when they come back to their households how the situation changes,
True.
right? It could be just I'm trying to be good on stage, or I'm trying to be good in front of 40
That
odd
is,
people, but when
that
I
is,
go home,
I
that's
hope
the
not.
reality. That
I
is the
hope not.
reality.
I hope
And I
not.
also,
I mean,
yeah. Like my daughter, she keeps discussing, no, we will have a sustainable Diwali. She keeps telling me that we will not burst, and she follows it. But in her class, I know the couple of kids who think that there cannot be a Diwali without bursting a few bombs. एक दो तो चलता ही है, and this is that. एक दो से क्या हो जाएगा? एक दो से हम
exactly.
कितना बढ़ा लेंगे? एक दो
yeah.
से हम कितना बढ़ा लेंगे?
I
अच्छा,
mean,
we'll
five
end.
people, yes, yes.
Yeah. Maybe
And
at
I
12.
think one that Delhiites love to burst is that I'm sure you guys have seen that 5,000 ki ladi and that
Yes,
10,000.
yes, Larry, yes,
That's
yes.
the status symbol. That
That's,
is total.
that's a
That is the
horrible
status
thing
symbol.
that
That is
And
the
and
yes,
that's the status symbol here. So it is. They start with it and they end with it. So
so
there are
the
two.
longer your study is,
The
the more
longer, yeah.
money you kind
yes,
of launch.
yes,
More money.
yes.
It's merrier. It's more happier Diwali for them. So something.
And
But
I
you
think
know what? Now, you know what, Chris? When we were young, so my Didima's brother used to be chief executive, the CEO of Indian Explosives, and he used to send us trunk loads of patka.
Ah.
I
Wow.
mean, we couldn't finish. We shared it with our friends. So it's just my brother and me, and we would get truck a huge trunk
yeah.
as long as he was working. Obviously,
That's
when he
smart.
retired, it
Mhm.
all stopped. But it was amazing and it was great. You know, the tubri and the puljuri and what are those little things? Well, rockets.
Yeah.
And of course those lorries, but not 5,000, 10,000. But those days we had small ones. And also
Kalipot.
this other thing, I forget the name. It was like a snake-like thing. It was like coils like a snake, and you light it.
It's
Can
called
you
this.
visualize it?
Uh, it's
I
kind of
think
a
it's a
small. It's a
Yes,
small
yeah,
yes,
tablet
yes,
with a
yes,
liquid,
yes, yes.
and because coil like this. It's called the snake tablet.
Acha,
It's
okay,
yeah.
yes, a lot
yeah,
of that, but it
lot of
was
that.
great fun. I mean, but
We
But
the
used to get a lot
awareness
of Kali
wasn't there.
vodka. I used to love
when
the Kali vodka, smaller ones.
Yes,
I used to
yes.
love the Kali vodka, and I used to be little ones to be really scared of lighting them. So there used to be a huge paper. एक कोने में I used to put some fire and I'll put it on the other side. It'll just go धीरे धीरे and it'll
This is
yeah.
so good. So, yeah, this year Diwali is going to be quiet. Hey guys, before we go, I know Chris is a great dancer. I cannot ask her to dance, but Vasudha, sing a song. Let's finish Diwali on a high note.
Um, can I sing a Bengali song?
Yes, sing whatever song. Yes,
Okay. As I'm singing Shama Shongi, which is for this Kali
Kali
Puja.
Pujo. Yeah.
Yeah. সদানন্দময়ী কালী মহাকালের মনমোহিনী সদানন্দময়ী কালী মহাকালের মনমোহিনী তুমি আপনি নাচো আপনি গাও মা আপনি দাও মা করতালি সদানন্দ মই কালী মহাকালের মনমোহিনী সদানন্দ মই কালী.
Wow. Chris, do you sing? Oh, this is fantastic. Chris, do you
that was
sing?
amazing. I
Chris,
am
do you
not even a bathroom singer. Like the tunes that go anywhere up down. I try, but I'm not as good as Vasudha. So let's not disappoint our
He's
listeners.
a little
I wish I
long.
could ask you to
All
dance,
Bengali
but
kids
this
learn. All
no, no.
Bengali kids learn to
This Bengali kid did not learn. I am tone deaf. I just love listening to music. But yes, hey guys, happy Diwali, happy Kali Pujo.
Thank
sing.
Um,
you.
I hope
Just before we go, Salah, I have a little message for everyone. I think it's important that we give out this message that we're talking. Anyone who's listening to us, please try to have a sustainable Diwali, as we all are kind of stressing
yes,
about it. especially in India, the AQI is very bad. We cannot
Very
stress
bad.
upon it enough. So please just light diyas, spread love, and don't burst crackers. They are not fun. They are painful. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Have a peaceful
Mushadna?
Diwali and a safe one. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sanya. Thank you,
Okay.
Moshada.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
I'll
Bye.
see you guys soon. Happy Diwali, everyone. Bye.